What's good, Panthers Nation? Welcome to Two Fans in the Stands. I'm Tony.
And I'm CJ.
And today, on our second episode of Mock Draft Monday, we will focus on standing pat with the ninth overall pick in the draft, as well as focusing on us using all our picks and making a trade. So basically, when it comes to our particular draft pick, we're going to look at positions of need, and then depending on the need, we're going to select the best player available at that position and let the draft play out uh, based off the best available player. But before we get started, CJ, how do you feel about the new hires of Dom Capers and Josh McCown to the coaching staff?
Honestly, when I first heard it, my first thought was, "Are we getting the whole band back together? We going down this nostalgia highway or something." But he's coming in at the same position he was for Evero last year in Denver, where he was a defensive assistant, a senior defensive assistant.
Right.
So, you know, I have no issue with it. I if it works, it works. But we still have to see exactly what kind of scheme they're going to run, what kind of personnel that they bring in the draft, free agency. But anything to kind of ease Evero's transition, from Denver to Carolina, and if that's bringing in Capers, who he feels comfortable with, I'm all for it. And Josh McCown's, right now it's kind of an is what it is for me on him. Because I think
Okay.
is this his first QB coaching job?
This will be his first head not head coaching job. This
Yeah,
would be
quarterback
his
coach.
first coaching job at any level in the NFL. He's coming from
Mm,
being a high school coach. And remember, I think a couple of years ago, or maybe it was last year, the Houston Texans was looking at him as hiring him, was looking at him for being the head coach of the organization
mm,
before they decided on Lovey Smith. So, but
okay,
this
gotcha.
this is this is his first opportunity coaching at any level in the NFL.
Well, yeah, I'm going to hold off my opinion on that for now, and just we just gonna have to wait and see what he does. But you know, hey, I still think that that Frank Wright is kind of waiting to fill out his staff. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I like it because for one, he has the experience. Now, some people try to equate having the experience based on how good you were as a quarterback.
Hmm.
I don't look at it like that. I just look at it as the man has 17 years in the NFL as a quarterback, whether it was a starting quarterback or in any backup role, he was in the NFL as a quarterback. So I think he has a vast knowledge and experience for this position. I mean, you're looking at him to basically do what he has been doing his whole career, and that's playing quarterback. Now he gets to work with a quarterback. So I think
Yeah.
whoever Carolina selects, I think they're going to benefit with having not one but two former NFL quarterbacks, one being the head coach and one being a quarterbacks coach. So I think it's a very good positive for the organization.
Yeah, I'm gonna play skeptic on this one. We'll see.
Right,
One
right.
one thing he can teach is how to be, how to make it a career last. Let's just hope we can
Yes.
teach these whoever it is um how to win a championship. So we'll see.
The jury is still out.
Yep, exactly. Jury is still out.
Okay. So let's pull up last week's mock draft from episode 1. And what we did last week, we traded the number 9 pick to the Seattle Seahawks at pick number 5 so we can get one of the two QBs of our choice. And at that time, we selected CJ Stroud with the 5th overall pick. And then at pick 39, we selected Dalton Kincaid, pass catching tight end out of Utah. Then we selected Keanu Benton, defensive lineman out of Wisconsin, at pick 93. At pick 114, we selected Deion Henley, linebacker out of Washington State. Pick 132, we selected Byron Young, edge out of Tennessee. And at pick 147, we selected Aubrey Miller Jr., linebacker out of Jackson State. So let us know in the comments about which picks you liked or disliked and what you would have done differently. So CJ, how do you feel about last week's pick?
I like them, and let me bring them back up again. But I like them because in any mock draft that I'm doing from here on out, and we'll have different versions, but it's always going to be a tight end in that draft for me. Okay.
Right.
CJ Stroud, I don't have to say too much about him. CJ Stroud, is one of the two that Panther fans really, really want. Dalton Kincaid, solid pick. Keanu Benton, solid pick. Deion Henley, I think he can be a solid pick at linebacker because we are going into the offseason. Linebacker is not a major need per se right now, but it
Right.
could be depending on what happens with Shaq Thompson. Byron Young, we have to get another edge. And now that we have Evero as our defensive coordinator and the potential of us running the 3-4 scheme, we've got to
Right.
bring in a few more pieces with that. And I think what's interesting is Marquise Haynes Sr. I've been thinking about that for the past couple of days. Him as one of those defensive end / rush linebackers coming off the edge is kind of interesting because I think that may suit him and his abilities better, if he in this new defense. But
Okay.
that's just my speculation. And Aubrey Miller, the linebacker from Jackson State, solid late round pick. Hopefully somebody we can develop if it plays out like this. So, but yeah.
I agree. You can't go wrong with a late pick like that. It's like a low risk, high reward type of thing.
Yeah. Kind of like Kalon Barnes or something.
Yeah, like Kalen Barnes. Yeah.
He was low risk,
Right.
low reward.
Right. No reward. How about that? No
There you
reward.
go. Low risk, no reward.
I don't
Exactly.
think he didn't even make it. He didn't make it out of training camp. I think when they made the final cuts, they cut him and he signed
Mm-hmm.
on to the Dolphins practice squad. And I don't think he
Yep.
played in the regular season game all year for the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, he was fast, but yeah, it kind of reminds you of what the Raiders tried to do it was a while back when they brought in all these oh God, I forgot. It was like Darius Hayward Bay and some other receivers, and they were trying to put this group of receivers together who was just total speed, and then they all had
Right.
concrete for hands. So,
Right.
and I know he's a cornerback, but the comparison I'm trying to make is like he was fast,
Yeah.
and other
Yeah.
than that, we didn't see much out of him, and he didn't make it. So,
All right. So let's jump into this week's mock draft.
all right.
And like I said before, we're going to take all our draft picks, which we have 7 in this mock draft, and we're going to just select them as they are. We're not going to make any trades, no matter how
Mm-hmm.
tempting it is or anything like that. We're just going to go through each draft pick and select the best available player at the position that we choose to select. All right.
All
So
right.
we're going to go ahead and get started. And what do you know? At pick number 9, let's go ahead and just kill this right here. Bryce
Yeah.
Young. We
Mm-hmm.
get a quarterback. Okay,
All
that's a
right.
no-brainer, right?
That was easy. That was easy.
Moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So at pick 39, what direction do you think we should go? What are you looking at?
Tight end.
tight end. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking either tight end or defensive end. So let's take a look at
At
tight end
both.
first, and let's see who's available.
Darnell
Okay.
Washington, Dawkins.
So you got Darnell Washington, Dalton Kincaid, and Luke Musgrave. Now I must
Mm-hmm.
tell you, this past week, listening to Jim Nagy talk about Luke Musgrave,
Mm-hmm.
this guy is like 6'5", 255, and they say there's a possibility that he could run a 4.440 at the combine.
Jeez.
Bruh, that's
Mm.
moving. They say he was recorded at 20.2 miles per hour at Senior Bowl week. I was like, man, that's moving for a tight end.
That
And when you
is.
look at him run, he doesn't look like he's fast. He looks like he's gliding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which he has that. I guess you could say he has that deceptive speed.
Mm-hmm.
So that piqued the interest in me. That raised my antennas up. I was like 4.4. I was like, come on, bro. Let's not hype him up too much. Let's see it in action first. I got to
Yeah.
see this, but
Yeah.
it definitely piqued my interest. So we
Okay.
got Darnell Washington and Dalton Kincaid and Luke Musgrave. So let's see what's at edge before we make that pick. Okay, so the suggestion would be Felix Adeduke Uzoma
Mm-hmm.
out of Kansas State.
Yeah.
You got Derek Carr, you got Will McDonald, you got
McDonald,
Andre
Andre
Carter,
Carter,
you got
Zach
Zach
Harris.
Harrison. Now Adam Tomia out of Bawari. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I practiced saying that name from last week. Last week he was double A.
Double A, yep.
But he's a 6'1", 6'2" projected defensive tackle in a 4.3, but
Mm-hmm.
he can play defensive end in a 3.4. He's like 6'2" with a 34 inch arms and an 82-inch wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you got sound technique, you can really use that and be disruptive. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of I'm kind of leaning on him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to pay a little bit more attention than what I was before. So, which two positions do you think we should lean on with this pick? Because with our first pick, we got our franchise quarterback. Do we need to give him another weapon, or do we need to go ahead and secure the other side of the defensive end position opposite of Brian Burns?
Well, I would say edge right now because we got 2 second-round picks, and I think either Kincaid or Musgrave will still be there at 61. So I say we go ahead and get, Brian Burns running mate potentially, and then in a few more picks we can go grab a tight end.
Okay, so we're going to take Felix Anaduke Uzoma out
Mm-hmm.
of Kansas State. All right. And then we have our second round pick at pick 61.
All right.
So you say with this one, we should bounce back to tight end. I think I'm in agreement with you. Let's see what's available.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I messed that one
okay.
up. I messed that one up big time.
Now, Sam Laporta is a pretty
Not a
good
bad
tight
option.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a bad option. It's not a bad option to fall back on. Or Luke Schoonmaker. I don't know if you watched much of him play,
Mm-hmm.
but he was a decent enough tight end, in my opinion, out of Michigan. But like I said, and I've been saying all year, and I think you have said the same. You have shared the same sentiment. Um, any tight end right now is better than what we have on our roster. Like I think that is our weakest spot on the roster this year,
Yeah.
even weaker than quarterback, and that's saying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
saying a
I
lot.
agree. I say we go ahead and pick Laporta.
All right, let's take Laporta right here. Not a bad grade. B. Not a
Okay.
bad grade. So we pick again at 93. So what is your option here? So now this is our one and only pick in the third round.
Cornerback.
Cornerback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I say we look at the cornerback position and see what we got there.
Okay, let's go to the cornerback position. Okay, we got some options here.
Mm-hmm.
We got some options. Tyreek Stevenson out of Miami, Caillou Blue Kelly out of Stanford, and DJ Turner out of Michigan.
Yeah. Well, I say we just go with Stevenson since we're doing, best available.
Best available. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, A plus. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So far we got a franchise quarterback, we got an edge, we got a pass catching tight end, and we got a cornerback.
All right. So now we're switching to, or potentially switching to, a 3-4 defense. You want to look at
Mhm.
defensive linemen?
We can. So when you say defensive lineman, are you thinking more of another edge, or are you
Nose
thinking
tackle.
more like a nose tackle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see what we have in defensive lineman. Now, when I think of a nose tackle, I'm thinking somebody like a Derek Brown as far as weight wise. I don't think
Yeah.
of a nose tackle someone that's 300, 305, or either 310. I'm talking about I need a big body in that position. So I need someone that's about 330, 340, something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
only person that I really know of looking at this list is Keandre Coburn out of Texas, who is a big boy. He's quick on his feet and he is very hard to move in the middle. So I think he would play or he will become a good nose tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think?
Okay. Yeah. I got you, but he's 4 spots down on the list.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So
Yeah. Since we do on
let's just
best
take the
best
best
available.
available. Yeah, we'll take the
Mm-hmm.
best available and let the coaches sort it out, right?
There you go.
All right.
Kobe
So
Wooden.
Kobe Wooden. All right. Okay, that's another A.
Mm-hmm.
So our
All
next
right.
pick is 132 in the fourth round.
All right. So we've gone cornerback, we've gone edge, defense tackle, tight end, and QB. So now we got 2 more picks. Do you want to look at linebacker? Just as we were talking about, kind of maybe an insurance pick.
Yeah, yeah, we can see. Okay. Oh, I like those. I like both of those
Mm-hmm.
at this stage of the draft in the fifth round.
Yeah.
Or we're in the fourth
Okay.
round.
4th round. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the fourth round. I don't know much about Owen Papoy, but DeMarvian Overshown is another linebacker out of Texas that can go sideline to sideline. He's instinctive
Mm-hmm.
and he loves physical contact. My only knock on him is he don't wrap up enough. He doesn't secure the tackle. It's like he always looking for the big hit. That's my
Well,
only thing with Demario Overshown.
we'll go with Owen because we have too much of that on the Panthers roster as it is.
Facts. All
Yeah.
right. So
Go with Owen.
we're gonna take Owen Papoy out of Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with our last draft pick, 147, where do you think we should go right here? Do you think we
Um.
should possibly look at an interior offensive lineman? You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Because we definitely saw what
as a
the injury
backup
bug
for
would
some
do.
insurance.
Yeah. Now, mind you, good thing the injury bug didn't hit us until the last game of the season, and we still pulled out the win. But that would have been a mess. Just say we would have made the playoffs and we lost both of our starting guards.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that I ain't gonna say I like the fact. I take that back. you know how I felt all year about Brady Christensen, and I
Mm-hmm.
always said that we need to add a little bit more beef
Yeah.
to the interior offensive line, especially if we're looking to be a power running game. Now, this was last year. I don't know what Frank Wright is, what kind of offense he wants to deploy,
Mm-hmm.
anything of that nature. I know K Mays is pretty much slotted to the right side of the
Yeah.
offensive line. I think this year, not Brian Burns, not Derek Brown, Deontay Brown. You know how I feel
Mm-hmm.
about Deontay Brown. He's had 2 years now to lose the weight, get under control. From the last reporting that I saw, he was down to about 325, 330.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, that's going to make him a little bit more agile. He's going to be stronger,
Yeah.
faster, and possibly, can slide in and fill that left guard position if Brady Christensen is not right before, training camp or OTAs.
Yeah.
So I think we have some quality depth, but I don't think you can ever have enough.
Yeah. I would say pick one because behind oh my God, Michael
Behind
Jordan.
who?
I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say our other option at guard is Michael Jordan, because I was thinking about the rest of our offensive line in general, and it took me a minute to get to Michael Jordan in my head. But
it it does something to my psyche every time I hear the word Michael Jordan in a football reference. It's like my brain I can't wrap my mind around that. That's that's too
yeah,
much. I'm sorry.
yeah, and
That's too much.
I'm not gonna say he is like just terrible, but if we could find another option besides him in the draft or in free agency, I would be all for that. All for that, because like I said, we got lucky. That was the last game of the season, and him and Cade Mays, they did well, And Cade Mays, he's solid. He's gonna be there. But yeah, I mean, guard, tackle, it doesn't matter, because you think about it. If one of our tackles were to get hurt, next in line, mind you, if just say if it was this past year, okay,
Right.
if Icky or Moulton would have got hurt, or especially Icky, hell, next man up was Cameron Irvin. So
Right.
and we all know what that ship looks like when it sails. So, but yeah. So
All
yeah,
right. So
anything on the offensive line is fine with me at this pick.
all right. So we're gonna go with the best available
Mm-hmm.
interior offensive lineman. We're gonna take Anthony Bradford out of LSU.
There you go.
All right. That's a B.
Okay.
So that will conclude our mock draft Monday for this week. Let us know in the comments below. Let us know how you feel, what picks you like, what picks you don't like, what you may have done differently, and things like that. Like I said, just let us know in the comments. We always look forward to hearing from you guys, and we would definitely respond. Any final
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, CJ?
No, I'm just patiently waiting for the draft and training camp. It's a long way out, but patiently waiting. And I also ask everybody, if you're listening to this and you like our content, please subscribe. We're working towards our goal to get to 1,000 subscribers, and any help with that would be greatly appreciated.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you for watching Two Fans in the Stands Mock Draft Monday. Don't forget to comment below and tell us what you think of this week's mock draft. We look forward to
Mhm.
hearing from you. And until then, Panthers Nation, keep pounding.